but the way you made the money is an exchange of yourself in some way or another.
Yeah, but that's every job.
No.
Yes.
No. There's no sin in being a craftsman. There's no sin in being a carpenter. There's no sin in being a plumber.
No, you sell your soul to any job that you do.
You're not
Especially
selling
now in
your
this
soul.
economy. Are you kidding?
So you're saying a Big Mac is the same thing as corn? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
there's no spectrum here.
O Lord of hosts, be with us, for we have none other help in times of adversity but Thee. O Lord of hosts, have mercy on us.
I'm not a Christian, but I take great inspiration from the Bible. And I think it goes something along the lines of, what good is it for a man to gain the world if it's at the cost of his soul?
Right.
Well, what if it's for supporting your family?
Well, there's other ways you
sell
can
your
support your
okay.
family.
Well, hold on.
You can't on the salary
Sell your
without
soul.
a degree.
I'm just saying, that's an exchange.
Name-
though. That's an energy.
name one-
I'm not in a position to name you what
Exactly.
industry or what job, but it's still there's a moral exchange here, and I do believe that there's a spiritual reality, and it does have a spiritual impact.
Right.
The more you engage in it, so
No,
yeah,
I
you're
agree.
getting money. That in the Bible we call that mammon. And so you can't worship mammon and worship God. And so, yeah, there's an exchange there. I'm not saying you don't make the money. I'm not saying you can't help your family. Maybe you could do really wonderful things with the money. But the way you made the money is an exchange of yourself in some way or another.
Yeah, but that's every job.
No.
Yes.
No, you can
Yes.
be. No, you can do. No,
1000%.
there's no sin in being a craftsman. There's no sin in being a carpenter. There's no sin in being a
as
plumber.
somebody who-
No, you sell your soul to any job
No,
that you do.
you're not
Especially now
selling
in
your
this
soul.
economy. Are you kidding?
So
Yeah, with inflation and prices, which I had these
Damn, these
statistics all written
electricians
anyway.
just fucking
selling their soul out here.
God damn, bro.
Yeah,
these
but
elec-
ask how much free
Talking
time they
about-
have. Yeah, they're selling their soul.
Talking about a one-person household.
Damn, these
like,
bricklayers,
you're-
just every brick, bro, every brick just chopping away at the soul.
Can I say something? I feel like it's different for like modern women versus women in the past, because in the past women didn't have options. You know, like nowadays women can get jobs and do something else with their life, but
Yeah, we
in the
couldn't
past,
vote.
yeah.
We couldn't own a home.
These people laying concrete every
No, you're-
fucking
you're right, they
mile of
couldn't vote, they
concrete.
couldn't own a home.
yeah, like you couldn't get a job as a woman in the past. So like a lot of women would do like things like that out of desperation, like to feed their families, like, and that was different. Like
These
now,
damn
we
gardeners
have
fucking
options.
mowing lawns and shit.
Like,
Every grass
yeah.
of lawn,
She's
every
talking.
blade of grass cut, losing a bit of their soul.
Okay, question. And like the money, the aspect, the fame of that, do you like believe like in heaven? Like, do you believe in God? Like, because at the end of the day, like I look at it as what I have in this world dies here with me. I'm not taking my money. I'm not taking my fame. I'm not taking art, like anything, objects here.
These
Yeah.
accountants making sure people don't get fucked by the IRS. Their soul is getting fucking demolished.
And I was trying to answer, but they kept talking, so I couldn't, so I just waited. I've been a Christian my entire life.
These
and
fishermen, every fish.
Oh my god.
Been in the industry for 8 years. I quit several times trying to trust God that He would pay my bills and my family. Like, I support my family. I don't want to get into specifics for my mom's respect and everything, but like, you know, we grew up in extreme poverty, like foreclosed trailer, like very poor. And I stuck behind and helped. And like, I've been able to provide not just for her, but for other people. And on top of that, there's been girls in the industry I've met who, if I wasn't around and talked to them about my faith and my experiences and helped them, they were spiraling down a very bad, like, you know, mental health space. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. So if you believe in God and you believe that all things can happen for good, then why can't you believe that at the end of the day, you might be placed in this position temporarily because you are helping those people and you are helping to better not just yourself.
These lumberjacks,
I don't- I'm not
every tree they
religious.
chop down.
I
Every tree
got a
they
question
chop
for
down.
you.
Okay.
So when you read the Samaritan
soul.
at the well, when Christ talks with her, does he say, "Oh, you've been sleeping with all these men, you've been an adulterer. Just continue to do that. It may work out really well, and something providential will occur." Or does he say, "Sin no more"? Like, is it wrong that you continue to engage in it as a Christian? From your perspective, I mean, obviously, from mine, it is wrong, and so. Christ's message isn't like, don't ever judge, never criticize any sort of action. Everybody's wonderful. And look, something really grand. And if you don't make enough money, well, just go ahead and do it because I can't bless you enough to make sure I can give you enough financial stability for whatever. That's not the message of the gospel. The message of the gospel is to not commit sin.
So when Jesus was asked, what is the most important law or rule in the Bible, what were the two he named?
Love your neighbor as yourself and love God with all your heart.
Okay.
And so are you loving your neighbor as yourself when you contribute to an industry that we just talked about that's shifting cultural values, degrading tradition, shifting sexual dynamics between men and women? Is that loving your neighbor as yourself?
You could say the same for employees of companies that cause a lot of damage and toxic waste and
Agreed.
health problems to people.
And that would be sinful.
That's like saying,
That would
like,
be
oh, if you
sinful.
work for McDonald's, you don't love your
No.
neighbor as thyself because it's killing people with
These damn burger
diabetes. And
flippers.
That is not. So you're saying. So you're
Double
saying
doubled their
it's
soul.
all
A big-
perspective.
a Big Mac is the same thing as corn. Is that what you're
No, I'm saying
there's
you're
no
trying
no
to-
I mean, the
spectrum
7
here.
deadly sins. I don't know. I'm not religious. I'm doing this for selfish
You're
reasons.
trying-
I don't know.
You're
I
trying
want money
to-
for myself. Like,
Because you're
sorry.
trying to blame
These
one
goddamn
aspect of it.
software
I'm not blaming
engineers
anybody. My
making
point is just that there
programs.
has to be an objective morality.
I
That's
agree.
all I'm saying.
However, I think that in my certain circumstance, and I can't speak for other women, they may want the fame, they may want the attention and whatever. I know for myself, I decided I'm going to sacrifice and do whatever I need to on a selfless level for the people that I love and care about. And if that at the end of the day tells God that I'm not worthy of going to heaven, then like so be it. But I'm going to continue to do what feels right because
So-
for everything you do, guard your heart above all. It's for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs,
Okay.
4:23.
These damn
I have
ass
a
road
religious
truckers.
I have a religious question. And this
Let's
is
hear
like
it.
honest, and I'm not trying to. Yeah, like I'm
Fucking
genuinely
losing your
asking.
souls,
Okay.
boys, out there in
hear it.
Alaska.
Oh my god, and I like, literally just lost it. Because, like,
You got this.
Wait, oh wait, okay, yeah.
These
Sorry.
five
Like ADHD and nerves are like pow, pow, pow. Anyways.
Damn firefighters losing their
yeah, they're like,
souls in
pow,
the
pow,
fire
pow.
that
No,
put
it's
out.
fine. God's plan, right? Like everyone
Yeah.
says God's plan. If God has a plan for everyone, then like, wouldn't like her plan be what it is now, and wouldn't
So-
her plan be what it is?
So we don't have free will.
We got free
So
will.
we don't have free will.
Got free will.
We don't get to make decisions. I
No,
mean,
I'm
what's
genuinely
the point?
asking. I'm like
No,
not religious,
okay,
so
all right.
like I'm like actually
Gotcha.
asking. I'm not trying to be like.
Well, the whole worldview is that, from a Christian paradigm, is that we are made in the image of God, Genesis 1:26. And with that, God was not forced to create the world. He did so because he freely chose so, and it's out of love. And love demands two people being able to choose. So love cannot exist in a deterministic world or in a relationship where somebody dominates you or forces you. That's not love, right? So love has to include free will. And so the entire understanding of creation, our relationship with God, is that we are trying to align our free will, made in the image, being able to actually be a causal force in the world through the things that we choose, to align that with God's will. And the more we do that, the more we as individuals become conduits for God to act in the world. And the whole point of repentance is that we can make wrong choices. Obviously, none of us are perfect. Christ is the only perfect one. So it's same for me, same for everybody at this table. We've all made choices. We've all made the wrong choice. The point that I'm saying is that there has to be an objective standard for us to know if we made the right or the wrong choice. And I'm not condemning anybody or blaming anybody for all things. The point is, if you do believe that there's an objective morality, well, clearly, from a Christian paradigm, corn is one that's going to transgress that morality.
Right.
Wait,
I
understand.
do you believe that certain things are predetermined or not? Like certain,
What is predetermined? What do you like? Give me an example of what you would
fate
say.
kind of thing, like you were.
I mean, God has your life
Yeah.
planned out,
Not
and
like
written
certain
before you
things, like
even.
at least certain things could be
Yeah, but
predetermined.
that's what I'm confused about.
Like I'm not
I
saying
was gonna
little
say something.
details, but like I don't know, certain basic things, like how many kids you will have.
No, I mean, that's still, again, this was a conversation that came up yesterday in the debate, is God's perspective is outside space and time, right? So from God's perspective, you've already lived and you've already died. Because he's already knows the decisions that you made, but his knowledge, again, this is a logical fallacy that foreknowledge entails causality. And that's what I was trying to convey to Zena yesterday. It violates the laws of logic. So just because God knows the choices we make and knows the end point of our lives, that we are living within temporal space and time right now, we are experiencing the journey. But God is outside space and time.
Yeah.
So he can already see the choices we made, and he doesn't determine the choices we made, the fact that he knows what we've made. And in that journey, he can absolutely have providence and providential occurrences in which things line up. And it does feel like fate or destiny, but your future is not written in stone. Well, you get to choose that.